in the marathon. Jordan Troff is working his way now towards mile number 19 in Clifton Park. And as we are rejoined by Pete Mulligan, our running expert and the owner of Falls Road Running. Pete, as we understand, Jordan Troff has about a 2.5 to 2:35 lead over Dave Burdan at mile 19. Is that a lead that Burdan can close? Can he catch, or is it just too big? Is this Jordan Troff's race to win?
It might be Jordan's to win, but he can close that gap if Jordan slows down a little. And Dave, he doesn't have to speed up. All he has to do is maintain his pace. And if Jordan does slow down, we talked earlier about Lake Montebello. And
no shade.
No shade at all. So coming out of Lake Montebello, if Dave continues to just do what he does best, steady pace, he can close that gap.
Is this where age and experience? He's run this so many times before. Is that where this, even with a 2:30 gap, that it might help?
I think that could come into Dave's advantage. He's won the race twice. He's did run the race, I believe, 4 times. He knows this course as well as anybody, so he's going to know where he can hold it steady and where to push it.
So let's talk about this from 2 different perspectives. First, the leader's perspective, Jordan Troff. He doesn't know he has a 2.5-minute lead over the runner behind him. We do. So as the lead runner, how are you gauging how well you're doing? Obviously, you can look over your shoulder, but can you get an estimate of how safe your lead is?
No, unless he's getting some advice just from a random person on the street. You know, we all follow social media. Somebody could say to him along the course, 2 minutes behind, 1 mile behind. But otherwise, you have to go with how you've been feeling. And it does, running by yourself is a little harder than when you're in a group or if you're chasing somebody.
Last year, Dave Burdan was the guy being chased. This year, he's the chaser. So he can perhaps at different points get the lead runner, or at least the group around the lead runner, in his sights. At what point in this race, he's looking at probably about mile 17, 18 right now. At what point does he have to start running against the leader and not against his own clock?
Probably after 20 or 21. He's got to figure out right there, and he'll know. He'll probably have some people and friends on the course that is going to let him know what that gap is. So that's probably where he wants to do it, after Lake Montebello.
I was just going to say he'll have his students, the kids he coaches from Stevenson University, out all along the course, and he said they plan to yell the stuff at him that he yells at them in practice, and something like, "Don't stay still, keep passing, keep passing." Right. So let's hope that they're yelling that to him right about now.
And it's interesting how it's evolved for Dave Burdan. In 2013, when he won here for the first time, viewers were watching and they saw this teacher from then Garrison Forest on the back half of the course, kind of where they are right now. They're coming out of their house and they're saying, "Go, Teach, go," and they kind of carried him emotionally. It sounds like Dave has a little bit more of a strategic setup along the course now.
Yeah, and like we said before, he had planned to take it easy through mile 7 or 8 and then see how he felt. With his students out there, it's now the students are teaching him and giving him inspiration throughout those latter stages of the race. That could well work into his advantage.
You know where I'd like to be spectating right now is around mile 21 at Hillen Road. I wonder if you'll see them pass each other as they go up and come back around again. That would be interesting to watch.
There's the turn on Hillen Road that comes out of Lake Montebello, and it's kind of the heel of this race. It's either the heel that propels you or the Achilles heel that denies you.
Correct, it is. And like we talked about, the heat, but all those gentlemen at the front, and even the women, the lead women runners, they're all they've done this before, so they know how. They have great race management.
And Pete, as you watch the rest of this race with Jordan Troff, what are you looking for in terms of his stride, his physical expressions? What tells you if he's either holding up or starting to fade?
Well, it's a couple things. If people sometimes they tend to hunch over a little. If they're just not as upright, it could be anything. If they start grimacing, if you could get a side stitch. But again, it could be any number of things with today's heat.
We'll keep an eye on that as the marathon continues to make its way in the direction of Lake Montebello, where they make the 1 mile turn.